2019 BMW X3 M40i powered by the legendary B58 engine. That's a 3-liter inline-6 with a twin-scroll turbo, making 355 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, made it to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. But keep in mind, this has the MHHD Stage 2 tune on E30, so he's pushing 430 to the wheels. Also keep in mind the 2019 versus the 2020 model year with regards to the B58. The 2020 model year gave you an updated B58 with 382 horsepower, same 369 pound-feet of torque, and that was through a new turbocharger integrated into the exhaust manifold for better throttle response, a lighter turbo impeller, lower compression ratio with higher boost, updated dual branch exhaust, and some other changes. Now, the X3 M40i comes standard with X-Drive, adaptive M suspension, M Sport ELSD, and M Sport brakes. So the rotors are 13.7 inches up front and 13.6 in the rear. We have, of course, electric power steering with strut front, multi-link rear suspension. We're weighing in right around 4,300 pounds, and MPG is rated at 21 city and 26 highway. You gotta admit, that's pretty good for the stock power figures for a car of this size and weight. The B58 is truly an impressive engine. Market value for these is like 20 to 30K, and going back to the mods is just the downpipe and the Stage 2 tune. For those new to the channel, I own a 2023 Mazda CX-50 Turbo Premium Plus, which I bought brand new for $42,000. And naturally, I'm comparing this to that car. In terms of styling, I mean, you choose whatever you think is a better looking car. I am definitely enamored with the CX-50. I think it looks far more unique, more muscular, more aesthetic than this. But this has BMW styling that is more understated, more classic. We don't have a massive ugly ass grille. Something that is more expected of BMW. And getting to the interior is also what you've come to know and expect from the German brand. Fully digital gauge cluster, good resolution, decent black levels. Close some of these messages. We're going to go to menu, to the vehicle settings, and here is where you can customize your driving experience control, so that when we are in sport mode, which we click here, we're on Sport Plus, Sport Individual, and we can turn Sport Traction. We can now customize this as well. Wood trim, which is a bit shiny. This soft touch plastic that's made to look kind of like leather. Also leatherette on the seats. Seats are decently comfortable. Telescoping wheel gets me into a nice driving position, and visibility is pretty good for a vehicle of this type. Push this to the left. We're in sport. Hit the paddles. Now we're in manual. Man, this Burble tune is obnoxious. Now you can feel a lot of this higher center of gravity and the weight. It is not hiding its 4,300 pounds by any means, especially on these P0 tires, which are not the grippiest. Even there, as we go over these bumps, you can feel I get a little bit unsettled. Dude, this Burble tune though, next level. I could not, man. I could not. Yeah, really feeling that weight as we try to change direction. Like gunfire back there. Dude, this thing is dangerously quick though. I feel like you could get in some serious trouble because the engine is unmatched by every other thing in the vehicle. The front end grip, the brakes, the chassis, is just like, the engine can quickly get you into a place where the rest of the vehicle can't keep up, and you can end up in trouble, especially on a canyon road like this. Seat's not really holding me in place at all. Really having a fight to stay in place. Not really getting anything from the steering, unfortunately. That is one thing I love about my CX-50. Phenomenal steering. That car has no business with a steering rack that good. See if we go into comfort, if that changes things. Let's first give you a pull. Ridiculous, man. Even with comfort steering, it's pretty dead. I prefer the weighting actually in sport. Let's go back to that. And we're gonna put the engine into sport, which should change the throttle response. We don't have adaptive dampers here. BMW's xDrive all-wheel drive system is rear biased. It's a rear-wheel drive architecture. And that helps so that you're not overwhelming the tires like in a front-wheel drive vehicle. The CX-50 is a front-wheel drive based all-wheel drive system, and they do have their G vectoring and such that helps with the handling. And that car is also about 500 pounds lighter. Seems to have a lower center of gravity too. You don't feel as lumbrous on the direction changes. But you can't get around the superiority of a chassis like this, especially with independent rear suspension. The CX-50 doesn't even have that. It's a torsion beam back there. I think the way that BMW has tuned the suspension on this X3 M40i is actually really dialed, because sure, you get some amount of body roll, of course. It's a CUV and it's not trying to be a full-out M vehicle. But it has this good balance of relative comfort and decent enough body control such that I'm not a roly-poly on these canyon roads. Straight up gunfire, man. I do like the brakes. They have a good amount of travel to them. And because of that high degree of travel, and because it's a more linear brake bite, it's more natural. You don't have to really think about the input. Steering ratio even, and the accuracy is quite good for a vehicle like this. It is the feedback that's lacking. And of course the B58 is essentially faultless. Some people don't like that because they say the engine then lacks character, but in a vehicle like this, you're not going for a super characterful engine. You want something that is usable at the end of the day, and this, with its super wide torque band, very little lag, quick to spool, smooth engine delivery, plenty of power, it is hard to fault. Oh man, my left leg is starting to hurt from just trying to keep myself in place. Getting a bit of wheel chirp from the front. Asking a lot of the tires because we are going downhill right now. And we do also have McPherson strut in the front, so we're not able to get that dynamic camber change as we load up the front. This is a very compelling buy, especially for 20 to 30K. Let's give you one more pull. I'm gonna do this in automatic. Super quick shifts. Give you just a little bit of that torque dip between gears so you can feel that shift. And then as you start braking and downshifting too, as you can see, it's pretty quick. This ZF8 speed made it to the B58. Again, for a torque converter, a slush box, it is also faultless. The powertrain is really the centerpiece of this car. It is the highlight, the main strength. Things that are natural compromises to this car, the weight and the center of gravity. That really is what you are going to feel when you start pushing on the canyons, because obviously this is a small CUV. It's not designed for this kind of thing. But I will say, compared to the CX-50, you definitely notice a higher center of gravity and greater weight. But better ride comfort, better chassis dynamics, put that in a park, better interior quality. And again, for 20 to 30K, stupid good value. Is it the most communicative car? No, but it's a CUV. Is the steering as good as my CX-50? No, but again, most people are not going to really care about steering feedback and load up in their CUV. I'm just weird like that. Maybe you are too, though. My friends, what do you think of the X3 M40i? Big shout out to the owner, Akam, for letting me review his car. If you want your car reviewed, visit us on jubbalandcars.com. Fill out the form on the homepage. Much love, my friends, and I'll see you all in that next one.